again, I am Jimbo. Welcome back to Season 2 of Prison Architect. We are building a prison from scratch. And so now it is time to turn our attention to what is going to be our canteen and kitchen. So, let's go to rooms first of all, so we can actually mark out which is which. We'll start with the canteen, which is there. So, this is going to be our canteen area, like so. And so is that, actually, that line there. And then this is going to be our kitchen. So let's scroll across to kitchen. There we go. And that is going to be our kitchen area. So let's start dropping in the stuff for the canteen first of all. So these are the items that we're missing. Serving tables, tables and benches. They're nice and easy to get. So the serving tables, are they 5? I think they might possibly be 5. Yes, they are. That's a problem. We are a little bit short. Right. That's fine. We can get away with that. What we'll do is we'll actually just put a wall in there to fill that, and we'll just have the one. We should be able to get away with just the one serving table, I think. So let's go to walls. We'll put a concrete wall in there, like so. We also want to put a concrete wall in there. And again, I don't want to drop that in there. Actually, no, they can get in the other side, so that's fine. And we want to put a concrete wall in there. Let's just block that completely concrete, and we'll put a concrete one in there as well. That's to block in our metal detectors. In fact, actually, let's cancel that one. Let's cancel that one. And what we'll do is we'll actually move our door across one. We'll drop it in there. So we have a gap there that we need to fill, like so, and then we'll drop a wall there. And that just gives us a little bit of space like that. Makes it a little bit neater. Right. Other objects in here. So we need tables. So these are 4 each. I want to get the benches in first, actually. They're easy to see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. And we want tables. And they'll just sit in between those. Like so. And there we go. That's the canteen. Pretty much done. We just need to put in our metal detectors and we're done. So now we have to do the kitchen. Now the kitchen is a little bit more complicated. So first off, we're going to put the fridges in. I'm going to drop the fridges against the wall here. And this is where the food is sort of, the ingredients for the food is stored. And then we want our cookers. So I want a cooker there and a cooker there. Flip those around, a cooker there and a cooker there. And then just backup cookers just in case. Cooker there and a cooker there. I don't think we'll need those. I want a sink. Where's the sink? There we go. And we need some bins as well for rubbish. So let's put a bin in just there. And a bin in just there as well. We could actually put a bin in the kitchen, sorry, in the canteen as well. Put a couple of bins just there, like so. So you can see all of these are now flashing with power symbols. We should have had a water symbol flashing here as well, but of course we already plumbed in the sink before we bought the sink. But if we go to power supply, you can see all of these need to be connected up to the power supply. Now the great thing about these is that you don't need to connect every individual one. They link to themselves. So if we were to do that, that would immediately link that item to all of these items here as well. And again, if we do that, that links all of those in there as well. So we can just remove that because we don't need that, and that, and that, and that. Just tidies things up a bit. We're going to drop a power cable down to here because we're going to put a metal detector in there. And now if we come across here and draw through into our canteen, again we're going to have metal detectors here, so we want a power line going down like that as well. In fact, actually I'll cancel those two. I'll do it there instead. We're just going to draw up like that. That should be fine, and that'll give us enough to cover the lighting when we drop the lighting in. So now let's go to check on our power supply over here. This may short circuit our current power supply. We're putting in a lot of equipment, so I'm going to stick in an extra couple of capacitors because we still have more stuff we need to build. So let's drop in an extra 3 capacitors just there. You can see here how unnecessary cables can just sometimes make things look really, really messy. All items that need a power supply will throw a cable off to the right, so I like to just go in and tidy those up afterwards. If we go into objects, let's put in the metal detectors. So we want one. It's going to do it. Filter by room. Is there a metal detector option? No, there isn't. So show all, A to Z. Drop a metal detector in there. Going to drop a metal detector there and there. And now we need to drop some lights in. So need to make sure that the room is well lit. So that should do for in here. I need to make sure the kitchen is reasonably well lit as well. So that should do for the kitchen. And you'll see that it's flashing. There's no power line going up there just yet. So easiest thing to do is to simply run a cable straight up and connect to there like that. And again, you can see what I mean, how there's just spitting cables out the side there. We don't need those, so we'll remove those. Just tidies the cable diagram up a little bit. And there you go. Now we have power in our kitchen. Everything is wired in. Nothing is flashing anymore. So the kitchen and canteen is done. Now we have our infirmary. So we don't actually have access to the infirmary just yet because we haven't unlocked it with bureaucracy. So we need to unlock health. So we pay for health. Once that's done, we'll then be able to install and, you know, add items to the infirmary and the morgue. And there we go, there's our health update. So if we go to rooms, we're going to draw in our morgue. It's just a small room just for some cold slabs. That's all we need. And the infirmary needs to be a little bit bigger so that we can put in some visitor beds. Some of these rooms actually have minimum size requirements. So you can see a kennel, for example, needs a minimum size of 4x4. A kitchen doesn't have a minimum size requirement, nor does a laundry. Library has a minimum of 5x5. A chapel has a minimum size of 6x6, I think. Yeah, 6x6. So you need to take this into account as well when it comes to planning out your rooms. Think about what the minimum size requirements are. This is going to be our common room. This can be any size we want, but we want a decent sized one. This is going to be a cleaning cupboard, like so. And this is going to be our laundry. Where is L? There it is. So we'll drop our laundry in like that. So let's start adding in the missing items. So we want a pair of washing machines. We want a table to go just there. We want a couple of ironing boards. And we're going to need some laundry baskets as well. Let's get 4 of those in there. And these will just get moved around, so it doesn't matter. You know, You don't have to have free access to everything. It doesn't have to be like spaces. I just like to put spaces in just for the aesthetic value, but you know, they'll be able to just move straight through here to here and here and here, no problem at all. It doesn't matter that there's no gap between these items. Right, power supply. We need to bring our power line across. We're going to bring the power line straight across like that, and we'll drop that down like that. We'll drop this down into the room like that, and we'll drop this one down into the room like that, and then this one is going to have to run through the wall into there like that, and then we're going to need to run power into the yard just for lighting, because it's quite a big area. We'll actually run 2 lines up like that. Now we need to put the piping in for our machines, and they need to have pipes connecting into the machines themselves. So again, we're going to do this before we start building all the side walls, just to make things a little bit easier for construction. And hopefully again we'll get good enough water, enough pressure. Yes, we will. If the water pressure wasn't good enough, the pipe was too long and not getting enough water, then anything it was connected to that wasn't getting any water would have that flashing water symbol to say not getting any water. Let's put in some lighting as well. I want a metal detector. It's not going to let me do that, so all show, you know, all items. Gone too far again. Metal detector, I want that just there, and then I want a light sort of nicely in the middle of the room. Same again with the cleaning cupboard. We want a couple of lights in the common room. We want a couple of lights in the infirmary. We'll put 1 in the morgue. We're going to want a couple in the corridor, just to make sure that the corridor stays nicely lit. There we go. That's the point. We're going to need a light in these corridors as well. So that's 1 there, and 1 there. Now we can start dropping in some walls to separate these buildings out. So let's drop a line all the way down like that, and cancel that square there. And we want to go across there like that. 1 there, down, and across, and down, and we're actually going to go to there, and we're going to put our doorway in just there. It just makes things a little bit easier. And then we'll go across there like that to there, all the way. Actually, that goes all the way across, doesn't it? Beautiful. So there we go. We're now starting to separate out these buildings as well. So now we can start putting in some doors for these areas. So staff and prisoners are going to be using things like, well, prisoners are mainly going to be using the common room, so we'll leave that as a standard door. Same for the cleaning cupboard. We're going to get us prisoners to work, and same in there as well. We've got the metal detector, so the guards will hear that if that goes ping. And then we've got our staff door, which we want for our infirmary and also for our morgue as well. Let's add the items that are missing. So we'll need some morgue slabs. Nice and simple. We'll just drop 5 in there, and then we want some beds for the infirmary. We're just going to go with the 4 beds. We don't quite have enough space unless we were to take a line out of the common room. We could actually do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's take that wall down like so, and then rebuild it 1 line in. So let's make that the common room definition there. And then this will be our infirmary, so have a little block there, and Let's move this door across one to there. Let's move this door back to there. And this allows us to put an extra bed in. In fact, actually, we can remove that wall. We can get 2 extra beds in. So let's demolish that wall. There's concrete walls. Drop a concrete wall in just there. And now we want to go to objects. And we want to stick a bed in just there. And a bed in just there. So there we go. We have 6 beds in there now. Common room. This is going to need all sorts of bits and bobs. We'll stick a bench in on that wall there. We'll put a TV in here. Just there. We'll put some chairs in as well. You get more options in here than you actually need when it comes to... actually, cancel that. Put a pool table in the corner. I think that's pretty good, actually, for our common room. I could move these chairs forward a bit, and I think I will. Move these forward one. Again, there doesn't need to be a space, but I like to put the space in there. Just looks a little bit nicer. They're all good. That's all good. This is the yard. So let's put some lighting in the yard so that we can actually see what's going on. And we're just going to drop lights in at random intervals, regular intervals along here. Like so. Try and line them up on both sides as best we can. Normally when I do a yard, I do it as an exterior yard. Every now and again I do like to build an interior yard like this. It doesn't really make too much of a difference, you know, as long as you've got stuff in there to keep people happy. So we need to mark this as a yard. So let's go to rooms and allocate this as a yard, like so. And now if we go to objects, we can add in some phone booths, which we will do, up against this wall here. Let's put 5 phone booths in. We can put some benches in on the side walls. What is that symbol? Ah, unclaimed gang interest. I've never seen that symbol before. So these are the different gangs: the Psychos, the Diablos, the Reapers, and the Guards. Alright, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Interesting. Never seen that symbol before. Well, I've never played with prison gangs before, so that's why I've never seen it. Oh, look at this. We are right on the cusp of an overload, so we're going to have to add in more capacitors, like so. 3 more should do it for now. What else do we want to add in here? We want to add in some more bits and bobs, so let's add in another couple of benches. Benches down there. Let's put a weight area in just over here. So put 5 weight benches in there, and I think that's good enough. So now they have somewhere where they can come and exercise. Right, so we've done most of what we need to do. There's just a few little bits left to build now. So let's take a look at grants, because we actually have access to these. So these allow us to get some extra cash. So we're building a basic detention centre. So we need to build a holding cell, which we haven't done yet. Build a shower, a yard, a kitchen, a canteen, which we have done. Hire at least 2 guards and hire at least 2 cooks. We can do those when we've got everything done. We don't want to waste money on wages until we're ready for them. We'll take that grant. And you can see we're 57% of the way through that. And if we click on it again, it shows in green what's done and in red what needs to be done. So we get a $20,000 advance payment when we accept that grant, and then when we finish it, we get a further $10,000 as well, which is quite nice. It's a way to help give you a bit of money to get you going, and then give you a bit more money at the end when you've finished it. We want administration centre. We need 2 offices, a warden, unlock finance, and hire an accountant. We've done everything we need in that one. So boom, completed grant, 5,000 advance payment, and a 5,000 completion payment. Beautiful. We can normally only go up to 2 grants because we researched the extra grant. We can now have up to 3 different grants at the same time. So, what else do we want? Inmate health and well-being. Build a medical ward, hire at least 2 doctors, and hire a psychologist. Well, we've done the medical ward. That's it. We're not going to take that one just yet. Criminally insane wing. We will be building one of those soon, but not yet. Short-term investments. Yes, we'll take a short-term investment. Quite a few of these are locked. As we progress through certain grants, they will unlock other ones. Staff wellbeing initiative. Build a staff room, have at least 5 guards without assigned duties, and ensure none of our staff are exhausted. We'll get to that one. The reform through education initiative is quite a complicated one because it's time-consuming. You've got to unlock education through bureaucracy, build a classroom, build 20 school desks, have 10 prisoners pass through the foundation education course, and have 1 prisoner pass through the general education course. So it takes a long time for those prisoners to go through the system and actually pass those courses. You only get 15 grand as an advance payment. It's not too expensive to set up, but because you have to wait so long to complete that, you get a nice $40,000 completion bonus. So that's a good one for long-term money. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to take out the long-term investment as well. There we go. So we pay a little bit of money in now, and then later we'll get a payback. So we need a staff room. Let's put a staff room in down here. So let's go back to planning. So we can plan in what we want down here. Actually, what I could do is actually drop that in like that and make that part of that room, kind of. And then I can actually have another room going up like this, down like that. How many squares across is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't quite work the way I wanted it to, but let's see, what else do I need? I need a holding cell, so I need a main entrance. That's probably going to go about here. So I need a holding cell. We're going to build this onto the back of here, and this is where our prisoners are going to get funneled in when they first come into the building. So I'm actually going to cut off that entire section like that. That's kind of the plan. And then that will be their pathway down like that. So what do we want in here? Well, first things first, we want to have our main entrance where the prisoners are going to get fed through. So if we feed them through here, all of this area is going to be our kind of staff area. That should be pathway. And then they're going to get fed in through here. We're going to need a visitation room. So let's actually bring them further in to there. Let's feed them in just there instead. And let's make that like that. This can be our visiting room. So the visiting tables are 2 by 3. So let's go a visitor table there, 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 can't quite get another one in there. So what we can do instead is just to clean that up just a little bit. Let's go back to planning. There we go. Let's erase plans. Let's take all of that out like so. And instead, damn it, I didn't want to drop that there. Push everything up by one like that. So there we have that nice little gap that I like to put in. We'll do tables like that. There we go. And let's erase that piece there. And there we go. And what we'll do is we'll have a corridor running across like so. And we'll have a doorway feeding in for visitors. So let's plonk those up a little bit. We'll put our visitor doorway in just there. Actually, if I go up one more across like that, let's go walls and doors just there, and then I can just put a nice little barrier in there for my metal detector going in. So the visitors will come in through here, go into the visitation room. Prisoners will come in this way, and they'll go that way, and then we can keep this separate so they can't get out that way. When prisoners are being brought in to start with, they'll get fed in through here, they'll get fed in this way, and then we'll take them down here into reception. This will be our holding cell. So the holding cell kind of needs to have its own shower. We don't want a massive holding cell, so let's just go objects. We can go 5. That's our shower block, like so. Pathway just there. There's our showers. So we need 5 beds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That's our 5 beds. We want a couple of toilets, so let's put toilets there, and we'll put a small bench in. We'll put a bench in like that as well, and that's our holding cell. There we go. And we'll put a doorway into that just there. Prisoners are going to get fed through here like so. I'm going to clear out this stuff that we don't want to see like that. Don't want to see that. It's confusing. I don't want to see that. All those. What am I missing? Right, pathway. We'll have a pathway coming down here like so. Pathway going that way in there. Walls and doors. So this is our reception area. That's going to be a little office. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Yep, that'll work. So we can have a door going in there. I'll have a little security office here. Of some kind. I'm not quite sure how we'll do that. In fact, actually no. Let's change that. Let's take that wall out there, and we'll actually make this our reception area just here, and then they go straight into the holding cell if they need to. Odds are we probably won't use the holding cell that often. We just build it just so we can get it as part of our prison. There we go. If we make this our reception area, this can be a little mini staff room just here / security room in there. And then we want a pathway that's going to lead down here, don't we? So we want a pathway to go up and across and up and that way. Okay. This can be cleared out. We'll make that a room, and then this will be our reception area here. So let's start building that. So we want to go to structure and building concrete, and we want to plonk that like that. Our workmen are going to go to business, and then when you come back in the next part, they should be finished. So thanks for watching. I'm Jim Bob, and I will see you with another episode of Prison Architect very soon.